In this video, we're going to take a closer look at calendars and events in ThoughtFarmer. First, let's take a look at what a calendar looks like on your ThoughtFarmer internet. Again, we are here on our PC community site, and I'm going to click on the calendar card on the homepage to view our PCU team calendar on its original page. You can see that there are different types of events that can be added to calendars. Each one or each event type has its own color, as you can see here on the left. In this calendar, we have only two types of events, our default event type and then our meeting event type. I will start off by showing you on the admin panel where you can go and add additional types of events that make sense for your organization. So from here in my profile dropdown, I'm going to click on the admin panel, and under the content area here on the left-hand side, you will see that there is a link to the calendar settings. From here in the calendar admin page, you can start by just taking a look at the general settings options that you have here at the top. You are able to allow users to drag and drop calendar events. You can show confirmation, and you can also allow staff to enable event registration when they set up events. This will allow people to RSVP to certain events on the internet, and it's something that we're going to take a closer look at later in this video. Now down here we have all of our event types. As we can see, all of the event types that are marked as on in the first column are ones that are currently available on the internet. So event, meeting, milestone, statutory holiday, travel, etc. Now you'll see that there's certain ones in here that are currently turned off that I can also slide to on if it's something that I want to be using on my internet. And it may really depend on the way that your organization works, the way that you set up meetings, and the types of meetings that can occur. There are a number of different ones in here out of the box. If there are ones that are currently off that you want to enable, like the sales event type, note that by turning them on, they don't automatically show up on every single calendar that's created. If you want to make this a default event type, you're going to go ahead and click on Edit, and check the checkbox here to set it as a default event type for all calendars. Note that if you set it here, it's going to automatically show up on each calendar that's created. If you don't check this checkbox, people will still be able to add it to their calendars, but it will be an extra step for them. If you need to create a new event type, for example, there's one that you don't really see in here that you really would like to add, you can do that as well. So maybe we'll want to add an event type for staff events. I'll click on Add Event Type here in the top. I'll call it Staff Event. It will select for you a default color and icon as you do that. You do have the option to specify the color that you want by clicking on the circle. It will show our familiar color picker. And again, if you click on the icon, you are able to select another icon if you choose one, or if you find one that fits a little bit better this type of event. For a staff event, maybe I'll select a group of people. Again, from here, I can choose whether I want this type of event to show up for any new calendar or not. And if I'm using ThoughtFarmer in more than one language, note that you can name this event type in all of the different languages, of course, that you are using. If you are using multiple languages and you're not defining what the event type should be in Dutch, French, etc., it will just take on the English label. From here, I'm going to click on Save, and now we'll see that my staff event is added here to my event type lists, to the available ones, and between brackets we can see that it is a default one that will show up on every single new calendar that's created. Okay, with that in mind, let's create a calendar. Let's create an event. So we're going to go back to our PCU team calendar here, and maybe for the 26th of June, we're going to add a summer picnic. As I click on the day, this Add Event dialog will show up. I can name my event. I can select the type of event that I want it to be. In this case, I have to refresh my page, so I'll just select event for now. And then for location, I can say it's going to happen in the Stanley Park picnic area. If I wanted to add further details like a description of the event or even enabling event RSVP, I can go ahead and click on Edit Event Details, and now it's going to bring me into the full editor mode. First thing I want to do is go ahead and add a little description of the picnic. Another thing that I can do from here is, like I said, is adding event registration on or off. So if I slide the event registration into the on mode, a new set of options becomes available. I can now add the ability for people to, when they visit this event on the internet, to indicate whether or not they will be attending the event. If it is an event that has limited capacity, you can also limit the number of attendees that are allowed to, or that are able to attend this event. So for this staff event, maybe I will set the maximum attendees at 100. And I can also specify how many guests people are allowed to bring to the event. In this case, I will say 4. From here, note that you have the option as the organizer to add a few questions to the event. So in this case, if it's a picnic, I can say, do you have any food intolerance? Again, note that you have that multilingual option available again. And maybe I can also ask, will you need a ride to the event? Click on Done, and now we can see that there are 2 questions associated with the event registration. I can also check this box here. This will allow people to leave a note on the event, which will show up on the event page. And then I can choose the time and date when my event registration will close. Automatically, it will be set as the date of the event, but you can of course make that earlier. Before I publish my event, I'm going to go back here into the main event information, and I will actually uncheck the all day event checkbox and make sure that I am adding the exact times during which my event is going to be happening. I'll go ahead and publish my event from here. And this is what it looks like when it is published. For myself, I can already click on yes. Maybe I'll say I'll bring 3 guests, and I can now fill out this information to let the organizers know that I am coming. As soon as people start registering for the event, it's going to show up here at the bottom of the event details page. One thing you can also do as you are setting up events, and it's something we always recommend, we also talk about it in our news training video, is future archiving. So as you are setting up an event, you are able to, in edit mode, select a date in the future when you want this page and this event information to be archived, so it doesn't end up cluttering the content on the internet. Again, it is something you can do on the right hand side of the page. Under the publishing options, you have the ability to set a future archive date. Since our picnic is happening on the 26th, maybe I will have this content archived a few weeks later. If I am the organizer and I have the event live, people are registering for it, note that I also have the option to manage the event registration myself. Anybody that you set as an editor on the event page will have that capability. So what it allows me to do when I click on manage is add other people that will be adding or that will be attending the event. So if I know Holly's coming, I can add her to the list. Maybe I know Ben is coming as well. And I click on add here. I'll click on done, and now those 2 people are also added into my list of event attendees. All right, so now that we have our event set up, it lives here in our PCU team calendar. What we want to do now is announce this event to all staff, make sure everybody knows about it so that they can come and register for our great summer picnic. And I'm gonna do that through a news article on our homepage. So I'll go back to the homepage, And I will visit my company news feed here to add a new article. First, I'll select the title for the news post. And next up, I'm going to add a little description in the body of the event here, or of the news post rather, to let people know what is happening, when it's happening, and how to attend. If I want, again, I can publish that now, or I can publish it at a later date in the future. If it's a little further away, I go ahead and publish this, and it will now appear on my homepage right here. Now, of course, when people go in here and look at this article, it doesn't actually give them any information about the event itself. So I'm going to actually make this news post better. I'm going to add all of the event information to the news post so people can RSVP and see the event details straight from the news feed. For that, I'm going to go and edit my news post. I'm going to go on the right-hand side into Setup Cards. And from here, I'm going to modify the template to add a calendar card. I'll click on Event, and I'll move it up to right underneath the body where I have my details. Now I click on Setup, and I will find my event, Summer Picnic. From here, you have a few options, right? Do you want to display the event title, the actual description of the event that we have pasted into the rich text editor when we set it up, and as well if you want to make a list of the attendees on the page itself. All of those can be selected from this menu. Click on Update, and now if I save my page, you'll notice that in the news post itself, I can see all of the information from the event, and I can even update or add my RSVP information right here, and I can see who is going to be coming. If I click on details, I can see the answers that that particular attendee has filled in for the registration questions. So that's really easy, and the calendar card, the event card rather, makes it really easy to not only add events to a calendar, but then take that event information and post it in different areas like a news post, which is generally used to communicate with staff and let them know something is up. Next thing I want to show with calendars is calendar roll-ups. So what are calendar roll-ups? It actually allows you to have one calendar on the intranet that pulls in information from separate calendars throughout the intranet. So if I go back to my PCU team calendar here, you will see that on the right-hand side, it's showing me 3 different calendars that are feeding into this main PCU team calendar. If I hover over any of them, it's going to show you, or it's going to light up the events that pertain to that particular calendar. So if I hover over sales calendar, I'm now seeing that all of those status meetings are actually coming from the sales team. Same for the Whistler team calendar. So this is a nice way if you have different team vacation calendars, for example, sprinkled throughout the intranet, and you want to find a central spot where all of the out-of-office information can be gathered. You can create one calendar, call it staff vacations, and then feed all of those individual calendars that exist into the main calendar. There's different scenarios where you may want to use roll-up calendars. That's just one of them. And I'll show you how you can add another calendar in here. So maybe in this one, I'm going to decide to remove the Whistler team calendar, and I'm going to add our manager calendar in here. So as soon as I do that, you can see that now this offsite meeting, Caroline's vacation day, and the statutory holiday are now showing up, and those events are pulled in from the manager calendar. You can do sort of the same segmentation of events by event types, as you can see down here below. If you hover over every single type of event that is featured in this rolled up calendar, those types of events are going to be lit up while the rest is dimmed to the background. So it makes it really easy to see what kind of events are happening throughout the organization. So there you have it. Calendars and event registration make it really easy to talk to your employees and tell them what's up, what's going on in the organization, and give them the opportunity to sign up for events, whether that is staff events, training sessions, lunch and learns, all of those great things. And ThoughtFarmer makes it really easy to have all of that done through your ThoughtFarmer intranet. We hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with us and we'll be happy to show you everything you need to know about the calendars.